大家好, I'm Martin, and this is Short Stories, brought to you by the Taichung Keda Language Center. Today's short story is called Malmo's Magical Mice Shops. It's a light-hearted story about Sweden, which is something you don't hear very often. Honestly, Swedish people have a reputation for being even less humorous than Germans. That's saying something. Well, as it turns out, they have a sense of humor and whimsy after all. And we will hear all about it in today's short story. But first, I must give you the vocabulary and the example sentences, and then afterwards I will give you 4 listening comprehension questions. Okay, let's get started. Vocabulary. Spot. Spot. As soon as the little girl spotted the puppy, she screamed with joy. Elegant. Elegant. The elegant dress added to Wendy's charm. Mysterious. Mysterious. The scientists are trying to figure out how the mysterious disease spreads. Amazing. Amazing. The texture of that fur coat feels amazing. Attention to detail. Attention to detail. Cindy's attention to detail made her stand out among all the contestants. Disappear. Disappear. The doctor said there was no cause for alarm. The rash on Kent's arm would disappear after a few days. Sneak. Sneak. We took measures to prevent thieves from sneaking into our house again. Renovation. Renovation. The contractor provides a complete home renovation at a reasonable price. Fancy. Fancy. The Browns went to a fancy restaurant in celebration of their son's graduation. Get in on the act. To get in on the act. Everyone wanted to get in on the act after our new product became a huge hit. Now for the story. Sweden's 3rd largest city opens tiny stores for rodents. Malmö, Sweden, is a city filled with historic buildings and colorful architecture. But if you look down a bit closer to street level, you may spot a magical world designed for smaller creatures. In the past year, a series of miniature shops have popped up that are built for mice. The stores are about 63 by 30 centimeters in size and use basement windows as the storefronts. So far, the collection includes a tiny bakery and a cheese and cracker shop. Mice looking for more elegant snacks can visit Noix de Vie, a French shop that offers small portions of nuts from around the world. Rodents with more expensive dining habits can eat at Il Topolino, which is the Italian name for Mickey Mouse. This fancy restaurant is filled with cheese and has a romantic table for 2 outside. The shops are the work of a mysterious group of artists who call themselves Anonymous MMX. Although these artists prefer to keep their identities a secret, they have set up an Instagram account that has over 5,000 followers. What makes these tiny shops truly amazing is the attention to detail used to create them. Caps from glass bottles are used for the tops of tables, and tin can lids often serve as plates. Some residents have even gotten in on the act as well, adding their own tiny posters outside the shops. One of the residents even baked a miniature bread for the bakery. In December, Malmo residents got a bit worried when the cheese and cracker shop suddenly disappeared one Sunday night. By the next morning, however, it had reappeared with some new renovations. Of course, these stores are just for show and don't really serve mice customers. That is, unless some clever rodent sneaks inside and decides to open up shop. Now for the questions. Number 1. What has popped up on the streets of Malmo, Sweden in the past year? A. Tiny mouse-sized storefronts. B. Millions of hungry mice. C. Tourists. D. Cheese shops. Well, I think C might also be true, but it doesn't mention anything about tourists. So we'll go with A. Tiny mouse-sized storefronts. Number 2. What is offered at Noi Devi? A. A selection of nuts from around the world. B. Cheese and crackers. C. Wine and cheese. D. French bread. The answer is A. A selection of nuts from around the world. Question 3. What does Il Topolino mean? A. It's the Italian name for Mickey Mouse. B. It's the Spanish name for Mickey Mouse. C. It's the Swedish word for cheese shop. D. The Swedish chef. The answer is A. It's the Italian name for Mickey Mouse. Question 4. Who built the tiny shops? A. A mysterious group of artists. B. A well-known group of artists. C. A cheese shop owner. D. A mouse real estate developer. The answer is A. A mysterious group of artists. We have no idea who they are or where they're from even. All we know is that they enjoy creating tiny mouse-sized shops for other people to enjoy. Okay, that's the end of today's short story. I hope you enjoyed it. And I also hope some of you will go to Malmo, Sweden and see these shops yourselves. I want to know if they're as good as they look in the pictures. All right? So someone out there, please go to Sweden and then tell me all about it. I would go myself, but I am only a teacher, and teachers do not make that much money. All right, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.